Hi, I'm Tom Lydon, editor of ETF Trends here in Chicago at the Morningstar ETF Invest Conference. And I'm here with Jonathan Horton, North American President of FTSE International. Jonathan, thanks for carving out some time.
Real pleasure.
Now listen, indexing is what you folks are all about. You're one of the biggest players in the space. Indexing is the pillar behind the ETF business. What are the new exciting trends that you're seeing in the indexing space right now?
Yeah, well, so I mean, absolutely right. The indexers, people like FTSE, really are the engines of innovation in the ETF industry. And our role is to provide the transparent, open, liquid structures that the issuers can convert into ETFs. For us, some of the big trends that we've seen this year, a continuing move towards yield-based solutions, both in fixed income and in the equities space, and also a move into this area which some people call intelligent beta or smart beta or alternative beta.
Okay, so it used to be, I think, you had the legacy indexes, the old cap-weighted index has been around for tens and tens of years, and then many thought that a lot of the new money was going to go into these active ETFs, but what we're finding is this middle ground, as you say, the smart beta, intelligent beta space, it's really getting some traction. Why is that?
So I think for advisors, the way to think about this is you feel like you have passive on one side, you have active on the other, and then as you describe it, Tom, you have this middle ground. Market cap-based indices will always be the core of a portfolio, and should always be the core of a portfolio. They represent the market return.
Yeah.
Active strategies have traditionally been the way that people have looked to exploit alpha. What academic work has shown is that actually these active returns can be deconstructed into systematic factors that can be replicated into indices potentially.
So what you're saying is active management, if you get to the core of it, there's a discipline behind it, and that discipline can be engineered into a systematic index?
Yes, so potentially, and I'll just have a step back for a moment. So there was a great piece of work done by three academics, Bill Goitzman, Schaefer, and Andrew Ang, who looked at returns from the Norwegian government pension fund, which is one of the largest pension funds in the world, where they have a very large active component. And what they showed there is that they could take the active returns from this side, if you like, and look at and say, those components could be broken down into these systematic returns that could be replicated.
So what you're saying is now that's index-based, you don't have to have a manager to run that index. It's run on a discipline basis, and you can wrap an ETF around it, and to some degree, an advisor or individual investor can get quasi-active management within an ETF.
So yes, I mean, you're always going to have pure play alpha,
Right.
Absolutely. But there is, in this middle ground, you've got quantitative, algorithm-based approaches which can be developed by index providers like ourselves, which replicate investment strategies that can exploit different types of market premia. So premia around risk, or premium around other factors such as liquidity, for example.
So ETF providers are calling you and saying, we've got some ideas, or we'd like to bring our team in, and you're getting around the table together, back testing, engineering, and then coming out with these new smart beta indexes, and then collectively wrapping ETFs around them and bringing them to market.
Yeah, and absolutely, and it's really interesting. Here in the US, the move is towards these, what I might call almost customized ETF solutions that we're developing very much one-on-one with issuers. Of course, in Europe, the approach is very different, much more towards standardization. But here in the US, we work continually with issuers to develop solutions that are very specific for the investor groups they're targeting.
So ETFs are still simple, and they really haven't changed to that degree. It just sounds like they're getting more exciting.
I think they're getting more exciting, but I think the critical thing to understand is the role of index providers like FTSE is to make sure that we provide transparent, open structures that have very strong governance that provide investors and issuers with confidence in the products and the indices that we develop.
Well, that's great, Jonathan. Thanks for some time today. We really appreciate it, and continued success.
No, my pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.